Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov is on a major tour of Africa, seeking allies amid global anger and isolation over food shortages following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. VOA senior diplomatic correspondent Sini Sen reports, and Tatiana Foroshko contributed.
Resuming shipments of Ukrainian and Russian grain has been the #1 topic at each stop of Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov's Africa tour this week, like this one in the Republic of Congo town of Oyo.
We are pleased to welcome Sergey Lavrov, who comes with good news, including this agreement that was signed in Turkey, sponsored by the United Nations and Turkey, which should revive the marketing of Ukrainian wheat across the Black Sea and through the Bosphorus Strait.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine on February 24th and its blockade of Ukraine's ports has massively disrupted grain shipments, trapping millions of tons of grain and causing global commodity prices to soar. The United Nations says an additional 47 million people are now facing acute hunger, with countries in Africa especially hard hit. Lavrov began his Africa tour in Egypt on Sunday, reassuring his host that their orders for Russian grain deliveries will be met, and blaming Western sanctions on Russia for the shortages. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Russia's bombing of Odessa on Saturday puts the Istanbul grain deal brokered by the UN last week in jeopardy. And Zelensky said Moscow always finds a way to renege on its promises. Lavrov said the Odessa strike would not impact grain deliveries. An expert tells VOA that Lavrov aims to shape the narrative on the food crisis during his visit to Egypt, Republic of Congo, Uganda, and Ethiopia.
Russia's blockade of grain in Ukraine's ports and deliberate destruction of Ukrainian agricultural capabilities is at the center of this effort, as Russia is trying to falsely link Ukraine's grain export with sanctions against Russia, and to falsely frame Ukraine as a responsible party in the global food crisis.
Another expert confirmed that Africa was struck especially hard by the disruption in grain supplies caused by the invasion.
Certainly, the region is feeling the impact and the implications of food insecurity. The USAID Administrator, Ambassador Samantha Power, was just out in the region and announced $1.3 billion of assistance.
Stigant told VOA that Africa depends on Russia for about 40% of its grain supplies, while about 60% of the world's uncultivated land is in Africa.